From JA to UK to LA and everywhere else now, this is a podcast strictly influenced by Jamaican music, brought to you by Eric Kohler and Junor Francis. Well, if you're driving in your car or you're sitting home alone, the Junior entertain you on his microphone with the history of LA Ska. Yeah, hear stories from a guest while we all have a blast. From LA to Jamaica, it's in the podcast. The history of LA Ska. Of LA Ska, yeah. It's the history. Yes, it is. Of LA Ska. History of LA Ska, yeah. It's the history. Yes, it is. Of LA Ska. Of LA Ska. It's the history of LA Ska. One more time, yeah. It's the history of LA Ska.
Welcome to the History of LA Ska one-on-one sessions. I'm your host, alongside my good friend and producer, Eric Kohler. Now, this series celebrates the ska rocksteady and vintage reggae scene in Southern California and beyond through insightful conversations with legends and modern-day talent, including those working behind the scene. And we have lots of people working behind the scene to make this such a success, and it's really and truly a success. So whether you listen to this podcast series or watch us on YouTube, we really and truly want to thank you for your support. And please remember to subscribe, comment, and share with friends. And if you have criticism, we also appreciate that. Now, this series celebrates Supernova Ska Festival preview episode featuring the co-founder himself, Tim Receveur. Tim, big respect, no stranger. This is his second time around. Additionally, we have veteran saxophonist and mastermind behind the New York Ska Ensemble, Rocksteady Freddie. Enough respect, Freddie. And last but definitely not least, singer of the popular reggae dub Lovers Rock, Rocksteady, and of course, Loving Paupers, Kelly Di Filippo.
Hi.
All right, did I say your last name right?
Yes, very good. Di Filippo.
All right, yes, man. Welcome each and everyone.
Yes, welcome.
Thank you, Junior. Thanks, Eric.
Yes.
Welcome, Tim, Freddie, Kelly. And both New York Ska-Jazz Ensemble and Loving Paupers are taking part in this year's Supernova, which we're going to talk about. And as Junior said, Tim, welcome back to you. You previously joined us in August of 23 on episode 64, and we do encourage everyone out there to check out that episode for a deeper dive into all things Tim and your life and times and the history of Supernova, so to speak. So, but yes, looking forward to this, looking forward to Supernova, and let's dive in here. So, Freddie, it's great to see you again. We met in person way back in the 90s when Junior and I were part of Reggae Nucleus magazine. But it's been a while since we've experienced your band here in Southern California, but it's always a treat when we do. And Kelly, wonderful to finally meet you. Junior and I are big fans of your group. And it'll be nice to, at some point, see you live, hopefully for some at Supernova.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Super excited.
Junior?
Yes, so for those who don't know, and it's extremely unfortunate if you don't know, Supernova Festival will take place in Fort Monroe in Hampton, the fantastic state of Virginia, on the weekend of 12th of September through the 14th. If you haven't yet done so, please circle the date. That's September 12th through 14th. So let's now dive in. Kohler, what do you have in mind?
So this is a question for all three of you. What's your first recollection of hearing ska or reggae? Kelly, let's start with you.
My parents had Babylon by Bus record, which I took and hung up on my wall. So I had the awareness that reggae was very cool. And I liked Bob Marley and the Wailers, young, growing up, 10, 11, and I got a kind of like a deep cut, like rare release compilation of Bob Marley songs at a gas station that I listened to on repeat. So I have a lot of formative years with reggae in my ears, and then I was always, I liked Sublime too when I got a little bit older, but mostly gleaned reggae songs from friends. And it wasn't till I began with the Loving Paupers, and I started having so much more exposure and appreciation for the genre. I've always liked it, but I never gone so deeply into it yet.
Nice. Freddie?
I first heard ska music on the Jimmy Cliff, The Harder They Come movie soundtrack. That was like sometime in the 70s, and I just was very much drawn to the vibe of it, and just, you know, the dance element and just the positive vibe of the music. So that was back then that I first heard it.
So those are right there.
You grew up in New York City, Freddie?
Yeah. I grew up
in New York.
Excuse me. I grew up out on Long Island. Yep. I was.
And you, prior to that, you didn't hear any of the radio stations broadcasting Caribbean music.
I mean, I probably heard it, but it wasn't really like really connecting to it. But when I saw that movie, it was like something really struck me. I'm like, man, I love this vibe. You know, I got to find out more about it.
Absolutely. Those, I mean, between Babylon by Bus and Harder They Come, two of the greatest. Tim, how about you?
I grew up in like super rural Indiana, and we didn't have a lot of any of that. So I had a cousin that had Jimmy Cliff and Bob Marley, and listened to that in the 80s, and then military and got deep involved in ska there. So anything between that, there wasn't a lot, but it was a cousin nobody was supposed to hang out with, but he had a good taste in music.
Interesting. So Tim, I'm going to have you continue talking. Your microphone is open. So was last year, meaning 2024, a success, Supernova, in terms of ticket sales and side concessions, merch sale, etc., etc.?
It's for us, it's always a little lower than we expect, but I mean, everything went really well. It was we had a good attendance, not great. Hopefully, we'll have better attendance this year. But all the acts were phenomenal, and anyway, great weather. We had a kind of a 25-mile-an-hour wind all weekend. It was really nice out there. Those flags were all blowing. We had a bunch of Jamaican flags, and anyway, lineup is good. Lineup is great this year, and anyway, we're got a few things up our sleeves still before we get to September.
Right. So if you compare this year to last year, this time comparative analysis, how about the sale? Is it better this year than last year, or about the same?
It's like a little under, but we've slowed our media until it starts actually on Saturday here. So we're doing a lot of radio ads. We've got a lot of publications that are going to start promoting us in the next couple of weeks. And I mean, we got a lot more coming up that I hope will catch on, and we're going to have some bands being announced here pretty soon too.
Right.
So for those that are watching this podcast, right? So here's some amazing artwork done by good old Crease from the Aggrolites. And I'm just going to do a few highlights. This will not include everyone, but Less Than Jake, Bedouin Sound Clash, right? Pie Tasters, Flatliners, Out of Control Army, Mustard Plug, Cables, maybe.
The cables for sure. They'll be there.
Right. Oh, that's right. They are. Yes. Right. US based now. Got Dr. Ringding Toasters. But so talk about some of the talent, Tim, that will make their debut the first time ever at Supernova that you want to highlight. Oh, look at that. Freddie in the front row.
I'd say like New York Ska-Jazz Ensemble. I think it would be easier for me to go over to Europe and see them play a show than in the U.S. Than people, they were kind of laughing when I said like it's a rare U.S. appearance, and they're like it's a New York band. And anyway, but like couldn't be happier to have those guys on the bill this year. Les and Jake, we've been asking off and on, like it's been a couple conflicts with their schedules the couple times we've asked them, or they had a wedding or something. But this year we got them early. Bedouin Soundclash, have been a fan of theirs for decades now, and we were trying something different with the Flatliners as more of a punk band, but they had like a ska punk album back in early 2000s, and they're going to be playing that start to finish. Trying to think of like a lot of international bands that are coming in.
A couple on the Latin side, right?
Yep. Out of Control Army's played before, but they're going to do like a big band thing with us. Nice. So it'll be, I don't know how many they're going to end up having, but I'm guessing it'll be like 20 people or so, like kind of similar to Western Standard Time.
Very cool. And then Desorden Publico, right?
Yep, it's the first time they played our show. They've got a tour in the U.S. after us too, and yeah, we couldn't be more excited about having them on. We've talked a couple years about having them over, and finally got it done this year. And they're working on their visas separately, but they're going to expedite theirs, and I think we should have it set up.
Nice. And a super group that came out of your festival, obviously Rude Girl Review, performing again.
Yeah, they'll be playing on Sunday again. It's become a fan favorite for sure.
And Kelly, this will be the first time that your group is playing. Is that right?
No, this is actually our third.
Oh, sorry about that. All right.
Our fourth time playing.
Fourth time. Yeah, fourth time.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Very
excited to return.
So interesting. Back to you, Tim. Approximately, roughly how many countries are being represented?
I think last time we checked, it was 12 countries.
That's impressive.
So that's, like there's a ton of ska festivals out there, and we're trying to, differentiate at least a little bit. And that's one thing a lot of the festivals don't have is that kind of reach and, that representation.
Yes. No, I mean,
which in terms of the various countries that are represented, right?
What was that, Junior? Sorry?
In terms of the various countries that are represented, most festivals don't have that reach.
Most don't, no. And it's probably it's going to be an Achilles heel a little bit this year from the visa perspective, but we're still going to have a great representation. We'll still have plenty of countries represented there, even if the worst case scenario happens.
And really well represented the various subgenres within ska, and reggae too. Whether it's more on the punk side, more on the Latin ska side, more on the the reggae dub side. So really well represented, and I think your festival's been that way for a while, but it seems like this year even more so. So it's truly a credit to how you and the team curate the festival.
Oh, thanks, Eric. Appreciate that. That's what we aim for.
Yeah. Freddie, over to you. So, okay. So before we get into the New York Ska-Jazz Ensemble, if I'm not mistaken, you were in this band called the Toasters.
Yeah, I was in the Toasters and the Scofflaws.
Will you touch on it? And I know it's going to be tough for you to try to answer this, so in a very short type of answer. But if you had to choose some highlights from each of those two groups, what would you say from your time with them?
Oh my. I mean, just the thing that was really cool for me was when I joined the Toasters, I really had not traveled very much. And as of like the first weekend, it was like, boom, for the next 6 years, I'm just going all over the world and getting to listen to reggae and ska every night.
Wow.
So and then what was really cool for me was that like at a certain point, all three of my bands were going together. So I was playing with the Toasters, the New York Ska-Jazz Ensemble, and Scott Abels. So I was playing like 5 to 6 nights a week for like a couple years. I was actually the first when the Scofflaws did their first national, I actually played the lead chair because Paul couldn't go, and I got to play with Toasters and Scofflaws, so I got double duty.
Night after night after night.
That was cool, yeah, because I played alto with the Scofflaws and tenor with the Toasters, and I'm there anyway. I'm a musician. I'd rather be on stage
of course.
anyway, so.
Yeah. Wait. So what years did it overlap where you were in all three?
That was probably 93, 94, 95, 96. Yeah, it was a very fertile time. It was an incredible period. The Scofflaws were an amazing band on Long Island. And what always blew me away was they'd be playing 5 nights a week in this one territory. And, as we all know, typically you got to move around if you want to play. But they had this really loyal fan base and we could play all the time.
Yeah.
So, it was just great to be that busy, making music, making a living, and just doing the whole thing,
So just touching on your time with all three bands, when you would do standalone Toasters shows, Scofflaws and New York Ska-Jazz Ensemble, how different or similar were those audiences?
Oh,
was it the core same and then some different?
I mean, obviously for me, the Toasters and the Ska Jazz were more of my main things as I thought of them. Toasters had more of a rock edge, and Ska Jazz was getting more on the jazz tip. There were a lot of the same people, but I think, we probably, when we started doing the Ska Jazz, we got a different segment that was checking us out, maybe a little bit more on the jazz tip.
Got it. Cool. That's great.
So, yes, so Freddie, the New York Jazz Ensemble was a unique sounding group when first formed. Yet a pretty obvious one, given the original connection between ska and jazz. So I guess essentially the question is, talk about forming the band, and did you actually propose void? How am I trying to say this?
To fill the void.
Yeah, because there was a void that needed to be filled.
So in 93, I think it was 93, there was a really big festival that toured. It was the Toasters, the Special Beat,
Mm-hmm.
now I'm spacing, and
Satellites
and Selector. And what blew us away was that these old Jamaican, not old, but whatever, they were in their 60s or 70s, Lloyd and all the cats. And I was on a bus with these guys, and they were essentially Jamaica's jazzmen. And what really inspired us was the fact that although all these other bands were great and were throwing down, it was these older Jamaican cats playing instrumental music that were really rocking the crowds. And, we were just like, oh my God, they're playing instrumental ska and people are loving it. And, that was the inspiration. We were, of course, New York guys younger dudes. What they did was incredible, but we wanted to have our own statement. We wanted to stretch the harmonies, so we added more jazz harmonies. I kind of had a certain punk element to some of my songs. We hyped the tempos. I was coming from the Toasters, so I had a drummer whose attitude was always like, "Yo, if we got to do it, you got to pump the audience." Kick them. So we were it was the first time in my life where, I was coming from this place where you would keep the tempo steady. He was like, no, man, speed it up. I was like, so anyway, we found our space there and, we put our stamp on it. We had the New York vibe. It was more of an aggressive vibe. We had the extended harmony. And then I kind of had this thing where, there were all these band geeks around the world and they all want to be in a rock band. And so it's this is your opportunity. And so, the Ska Jazz was born, and now there's hundreds and hundreds of Ska Jazz bands.
There are. Wait, it's okay. So what year were you officially formed?
Started in 94.
Okay.
94. So that's
31 years ago. 31, yeah. And that tour, Freddie, that you mentioned was the Ska Vuvi tour.
Right.
Wow. Yeah, no, That definitely left a mark on a lot of fans and promoters and musicians out there for sure. So Freddie, sticking with you. So over the years, New York Ska-Jazz Ensemble played, as we talked about off air as well, some amazing festivals. You got to support some really top talent, even back up some legends over the years, including Laurel Aiken. Can you talk about and share some of those proudest moments of yours and some highlights from being with the group?
Well, we worked with Tanamo, Lord Tanamo as well. Just like that Bob Marley Reggae Festival in '98. That was just like really monumental. That was our first stadium gig, and to just be on that stage and be like, oh my God, look at where we are, looking at our pictures on those Megatrons. It's just like a real thrill, and once you play those big ones, that's all you want to do.
Right.
True. But how much touring did you do outside of the U.S. then?
We've performed in 37 countries.
Wow.
I've toured Europe 70 to 80 times.
Wow.
One year I went 7 times between the Toasters and the Ska Jazz. Basically, that's where I built my major fan base.
Yeah.
Right.
And then Europe led to South America and led to everywhere. But yeah,
that's incredible. Some amazing festivals over in Europe, clearly. When I now onto I have a music recording related question. When I also hosted for about 5 years a weekly program on the local jazz station here in Southern California called the Havana Kingston Connection. I played you guys all the time. You're welcome. One of my all-time favorites, which is more on the reggae dub side, but Elegy, to this day remains one of my favorites. Just super solid. Talk about the balance of covers and originals when it came to your albums.
When we started, it was predominantly instrumentals, and we also had this concept of taking standards and then putting the ska over it. So we always wanted to pay homage to the major composers, whether they be reggae composers, jazz composers. So I would say it was, as the thing has evolved, more original music comes out, and more vocal music has come out as well too. I like to sing now, but at this point I would say 60% maybe originals to cover, something like that.
And how many albums to your credit?
I've produced 15 New York Ska-Jazz Ensemble albums.
Wow. That's a massive catalog.
And that's just those. So, it's been, and the cool thing for me now is I record with a lot of international people. They want a solo or something. I just recorded for Poland. So, it's all good.
It's the name of a group, or?
Dude, I have to say this. I could find it, but yeah.
You mean musicians in Poland?
Yeah, they have a band, they want a solo, they want something.
Wow.
Nice.
Amazing.
Yeah, Kelly, before you slip into unconsciousness, your turn now.
No, very cool.
They're called the Bartenders, by the way.
The Bartenders. All right. Yeah.
Bartenders from Poland.
Okay.
That's the name of the group.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good name.
There we go.
Yeah, the Twinkle Brothers lived over there for a while. They really and truly did a good job in terms of spreading reggae music in Poland over the past 30-odd years.
What's crazy is the track they sent me was like a salsa track. And it was like, okay, how did this happen?
Yeah, Kelly, back to you now. So when was the Loving Paupers formed, and who are some of the original members? Let's acknowledge them. Just a 2-part question.
We just had our 10-year birthday in May. We started in 2015.
Yeah.
I worked with a couple of the guys. I worked with Jorge Pezzamenti and Curtis Reeves. the third at a music venue, and I was always that's a oh wait, not that yet. We also have Daniel Schneider, Israel Budman, we call him Budman, Mark Lepusic. All of a sudden I'm worried I'm forgetting everyone's name, of course. And Luke Schuster. Budman and Luke joined our band maybe a couple years later, but Jorge, Dan, Curtis, and Mark and I started with a couple songs that Jorge had recorded in a prior, Jorge and Dan, they had been in a prior band that imploded, and I auditioned and got the part, and so then we did our first EP, a 3-song EP with also dub versions of the songs, maybe 2 years later.
Mm-hmm. Where did the name come from? Dabby Dabson, a legendary, iconic Jamaican singer, had a famous song that wrote the charts on the Treasure level called Loving Paupers. Any relationship?
Yes, 100%. Gregory Isaacs, the Loving Pauper, and we do cover the song.
He did the cover. His is a cover.
Oh, his is a cover?
Yeah, the originator is Dabby Dabson.
Okay.
But you're close. That's close enough.
Thank you. We do cover it as well, and yeah, that was
the inspiration.
That was the inspiration. Yeah.
Powerful song.
And who are some of your biggest influences, whether it be vocally or musically, Kelly?
That's so funny that you asked me this. It is the actor from Oliver Twist. Vocally, it's the actor from Oliver Twist, like the 60s or 70s. I don't know when it was released. The movie, the play turned movie. The boy singing, the singer from Sum 41. I was just thinking about making a post about this.
I love the diversity here.
I am a huge Beatles fan. I'm a huge Paul McCartney fan my whole life. So I will say that shines through a lot in my writing and my voice.
Nice.
Where is love?
What?
Where is love from Oliver Twist?
Oh, where? Yeah. Yes. No, that's so beautiful.
A typical set list consists of how many Jamaican cover along the lines of the autonomous music making machine Gregory Isaacs, Loving Paupers.
We rarely cover. We do Loving Pauper, and we do a Paul Simon song covered by another reggae group, which I don't remember their name. But we do a cover of the cover.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the Paul Simon song is called The Only Living Boy in New York. But besides that, we'll do originals most of the time.
I see.
I have a 3-part question before I ask those questions, Kelly. We can absolutely say, since Junor and I have done this podcast, we started during COVID and 21 or 20. Nobody has cited Oliver Twist or Sum 41 as influences. So you get the award there, which is great.
Thank you.
Not taking anything away from either of those. I think it's amazing. So Kelly, So Kelly, the Loving Paupers have received some critical acclaim and one could consider 10 years a relatively short period of time. But can you talk about these three things? One, signing to Easy Star Records. You don't have to do it in this order.
Okay.
Two, meeting producer, engineer, someone who we're all familiar with, Victor Rice. And then three, how Don Letts discovered you all, because we know he's a huge fan and he wrote something for you all. And P.S., one of my favorite songs is "And the Piano's Playing." I love that so much,
Our
and
hit.
I play it for my daughters
Thank
quite
you.
often. So
It's just such a sweet song.
it is.
I know I can barely believe these things have happened to me. I think I'll start with Victor Rice, who I know has worked with Jorge before, and is also connected to Easy Star, and that may be where Easy Star heard of us. But Victor is such a sweet-hearted, gentle-souled, cool person. When we're working with him, we'll send him all of our stuff. He's our guy, and it's like the most exciting thing for us all. It's like it feels like Christmas. Like when I was a kid, that's what Christmas felt like. To be chatting with Victor Rice about, getting back edits or especially dubs, because that's his own genius. That's a whole other thing that he's doing live that is unbelievable. He does all of the dub versions of our songs. Yeah, and if Victor Rice likes something, Jorge's his main contact. Jorge will text us all, Victor liked this. And, it's always really cool.
Hey, as an aside, I don't mean to interrupt you, but did you know that he was the Ska-Jazz's first bass player?
No way!
I knew he was part of it, but I didn't know he was the first. That's amazing.
Yeah, he was the first one. He's from Long Island.
Wow.
No way! I know he's in Brazil now. I didn't know where he was.
Yeah, he was the
originally
Ska bass
from.
player.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Great guy. We're gonna have him on a future episode for sure.
Yeah. Before we move, the song Paul Simon is one of my favorite composers. What's the name of the song, Kelly?
Say again.
This song that you cover, that is a cover of
With
Paul
a Paul
Simon.
Simon song.
It's in your memory? The song. I need to research. What's the name of it?
Write it down.
Shoot.
You just
Let me
call
think.
it.
Oh, it's called Weather Report.
Oh yeah, man, the tenors.
Yes.
Oh, one of my favorite.
So
shit.
good.
Oh, killer selection.
So good. And
Yeah,
this
we're talking
band,
about visual. Oh, Ronnie Davis killed it, and he lead vocal. The tenors.
Oh, the tenors, yes.
Yeah. Oh gosh, one of my favorite. Yeah, one of my favorite.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's a 10 it's a perfect song.
Yes.
And I love how they change the lyrics of Paul Simon's lyrics. So cute.
Yeah.
I think they say don't get your face right on time. It's just so cute. Don't get your face right on.
Yes, a strong selection. So Tim, it's back to you, sir. What would you tell anyone
sorry.
who's in
Junior, real quick. Junior, if you don't mind, real quick. Kelly, the Don Letts, real quick. I think the third part.
Weather Report.
Yes. Yeah, I freaked out. Both Easy Star and Don Letts. I mean, well, I'll say Easy Star. I had listened to the Easy Star All Stars growing up, and dreams coming true for me. The fact that they even listened to us and then want to release something that we did. I mean, and then we're talking to them. It's like total celebrity, like stemming from childhood. And they're so sweet. Lem and Eric are so great, and hope to release more with them in the future. And I'm not sure how Don Letts discovered us. I know that David Rodigan was playing us over in England
That's all
as
it takes.
well.
Oh, yeah.
That's all it takes.
That's
Rather
all-
than to play.
yeah. And it's just such an honor to have these guys who are such a important part of history think that we're doing something that's good for the world too.
Indeed. Yeah.
Yes, Tim, I'll call you out. Yeah. Are you done, Eric?
No, yeah, I was just gonna, one last thing. I was just going to say, when Junior and I interviewed Don Letts for our podcast here a couple of years ago, when he talked about some of his favorite newer bands, you all were mentioned as well. So clearly not surprising, and I urge everyone to read. He did the liner notes, right, for your
Yes.
most recent. Yeah,
That's,
a big respect to Don.
yes.
All right.
Absolutely.
Yes, Junior.
As I was trying to say before, Tim, for those who are on the fence, what advice do you have for them in regards to attending the festival Supernova in September? No, that's for Tim. Tim.
It's for Tim?
Yeah.
Then we can open it up
Kelly
for
can
you
take
guys.
it if you want.
You can chime in, but let Tim
Tim first.
lead. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I've been to like some big shows, the big festivals across the country this summer, and I would say the thing that sets us apart is, well, I think the music overall is better, but we're right on the beach, which doesn't hurt, and you can go back and forth. It's unlimited check-ins, and it's just a really chill vibe that I think we've kind of curated over the years, and the crowd is. I think we kind of get a core group each year that kind of, has the same values. And anyway, it's a great group, great sound. We have a good sound team that, they're going out with nationwide international acts, and they're doing us a favor by coming in and doing the music for us, the sound. Mm-hmm. So it's right on the water. It sounds great. And the bands are top notch, I think.
Right. So that's why people should attend. Now, you mentioned Lloyd Parks. Is he coming with a full band as a singer or with the We the People? Give me some more insight.
Yeah, to be determined right now. Like right now, Lloyd Parks is coming. We the People band is in Miami. So it depends on if they've got any, if they can make it, if the price point is good. We're working on that right now, actually.
Okay.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And how about the Rockers crew?
So Rockers, we're having issues with visas that we put in since March, and they were put in June. So we made a command decision. It's not announced yet, but we made a command decision to kind of pivot, and we're bringing Voodoo Glow Skulls in for that spot on Friday night. And we're still going to put in, we've got a Ja Wise DJ set. We're going to have a Lloyd Parks set that night too. So we've got a nod to what we were trying to do, but I don't think it's going to work out with as many people as they were bringing. And, it's just, we're running out of time right now. And they had about 9 people that were coming with the Rockers.
Yeah, understood.
So it's still a maybe.
Still, no, we'll do Rockers somehow, but it won't be Horsemouth and Babala and those guys. It'll be Lloyd Parks and Ja Wise right now, and maybe We the People band.
Understood. Tim, you said that you went to some festivals. I know that you went to Punk Rock Bowling in Las Vegas in late May. A, how was that? And then B, what other festivals did you go to this year?
The Punk Rock Bowling was out in May, and that was phenomenal. I went for the special set that the Aggrolites were out there for.
Right.
And they had the Toasters and the Calamatics and Mephistopheles and Kilograms and Toasters. And anyway, it was like an after party on a rooftop at a pool party. And anyway, that was a blast. The festival itself I went for the Pie Tasters and a couple other bands. It all sounded great. It was really hot, as Vegas is in late May. I had a great time though, and really it was mostly like the hangs and the ska, after party was definitely worth it. I did Punk in the Park last weekend out in Denver.
Nice.
We went out as a vendor, so we went out just to promote the festival and see people that were there and let them know about it. And anyway, some new people are hopefully coming as a result, but they had a whole ska day that was set up on Friday. That was that was great. That was kind of the reason we decided to go out there.
Right.
Did you catch Linval and the Aggrolites?
Yes, yeah, Linval, I got a picture with him too, and that was beautiful. That was a really fun night. And they did that they did something similar out at Supernova back in 2023.
Yes. Yeah, and then
Right.
1 week after Punk Rock Bowling, Junior brought sorry, right here. No, right here. This one. This posted Linville here to Orange County as well, where the Aggrolites backed him, and yeah, it was truly magical. Tim, for on average with Supernova, or if you even look at last year, how far and wide do people travel? I mean, are you getting do the vast majority, and I'm not looking for specific numbers, but like, do the vast majority of attendees, are they East Coast, and then you get some that are coming from out West and Midwest or overseas? Touch on that if you would.
Yeah, so it's nationwide for sure. We had somebody from every single state last year come in. We are
Nice.
in all the numbers that we do. We are 80% are outside of Virginia. We've surveyed like 2 or 3 different years, and it's mostly people outside of Virginia. It's heavy on the East Coast, and we've got maybe like 10% now that are traveling from international in, and we've seen a little bit of that. Anyway, we've seen that increase. We've got a group that comes from Australia. We've got a few people from New Zealand coming in and Europe. So anyway, we're trying to do, encourage them a little bit more.
That's impressive. Freddie and Kelly, outside of your own respective groups, who I'm sure you're most excited to see, what other groups are you excited to check out?
I want to see Less Than Jake. I've always been a Less Than Jake fan. That's exciting to me.
I'd
Nice.
like to see this Northern Publico. I've shared the stage with them all over the world. I actually played with them somewhere, and it's just always cool to see those guys. They got a great vibe. They're very
Yeah, that would be nice. Freddie, I have a 2-part question for you. So you were formed in the early to mid 90s. Has the band stayed the band ever since, or did you go through a few years where you broke up? So that's one question. The second part of the question is, knowing how many countries and how many times you've gone to Europe and what have you, how much of the core do you travel with the core group and then you supplement it with some other local musicians? So those are the 2 questions I have for you.
Okay, so question 1, I'm the only original member left from '94. Although actually, having said that, on Supernova, we're going to have the original keyboard player, Carrie Brown. So actually, he's been playing with us more and more. So he's still around.
He's great.
And, yeah, Carrie's phenomenal.
He spent some time also with the Scatolites.
He was the musical director of the Aggrolites. He was the MD. No, Carrie played with the Eka Mouse. He played with everybody. He's a master. I still run into Rick Faulkner. We just did a recording session a couple months ago. And my drummer, who was very, very sick, Yao Dinizulu, who's a master drummer from Ghana, has been with me since 2000. I'm very excited to say he'll be appearing at Supernova, and he is truly he's pretty much the best drummer I've ever played with. So I'm excited that he'll be around. So I do intersperse the guys here and there. I have another player, Mark Damon, who's also been with me since 2000. Can't always get him because he's now the bass player with the Pretty Reckless. So he's been opening up for AC/DC and doing stadiums for the last years, but he'll be with us at Supernova as well. So I'm going to have a very, high-powered band for that show. And with regard to, band membership and players and things of that nature, I mean, the one thing Yao said to me, he said, Freddie, if you have a band, one thing's for sure, it will change. So, I've been very lucky. The band has never stopped because I've never stopped. So I basically just keep it moving. I use various permutations. I have a great guitar player in Italy now. Had a great player in Spain. I have a really good keyboard player in Spain now. And depending upon the situation, the budget. When we go to Mexico, they want me to bring, 3 horns, and I bump it up like that. So it kind of all depends on the situation, what's going on in people's lives. I have my A team, my B team, and a list. Luckily that I'm able to to connect with really talented musicians. But as you well know, I'm sure Kelly knows this too. Just everybody has their personal family lives, and that always gets it's hard with a band to always have the same people all the time. That's why I called it ensemble. So
Sure. And thankfully, right. And thankfully for you and for the scene, there's no shortage of incredible musicians all over the world too now.
Well, back in the day when we started, it was actually hard to find.
Challenge. Yeah, I can imagine.
Who were really versed. The reggae guys knew the skank, the jazz guys were jazz guys. But it was like, yeah, bro, you gotta really love reggae and ska. And that's what I try to impress upon them. Some people have this, certain jazz guys have this mentality that reggae music is simple. And, when you listen to Sly and Robbie or whoever you listen to, like, this is a language that you have to procure by playing and listening to your whole life. And it's by no ways simple. So it's definitely expanded, but I would still say, like, to find people that are really versed in it is not actually that easy.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Any plans to come west, Freddie?
You guys were talking about that ska punk festival, the one out there. Somebody talked to me about us doing that very soon, and so that's on my mind now. But the next big one for me is probably going to be Spain in December.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is that part of a bigger tour of Europe?
It kind of will depend on what we land and if what gets set. Firstly, I'm not opposed to it as long as we can put all the pieces together. We just went to Italy and Slovenia, and it's definitely touring anywhere is hard, but when you put in the plane tickets and the whole thing, it's just and now it kind of got like you're going in between the different countries. Typically, it was really easy. It still can absolutely be done, but you just got to really work the logistics out ahead of time. So
yes.
So, Kelly, outside of Supernova, what plans else do you have? What other plans on the horizon for you?
We just recorded a couple songs. We're kind of in the middle of recording a couple songs for an EP. And we've got a show at 9:30 with the Pie Tasters in December, the Christmas show. Very excited to play that. And I think one other local show, but I'll have to I can't speak on that just yet.
And so Kelly, your band sound being kind of on the more on the reggae dub lovers rock, some Rocksteady as opposed to say ska.
Mm-hmm.
But it does lend itself to play various types of festivals as well as opening slots. What have you over the last 10 years most as far as what types of audiences and what types of shows?
We had a show recently that was like almost like a dinner theater And we played the Hamilton in DC, which is dinner theater. And I think we're a listening band. I think you know, people do like to sing and dance, but without that much movement in our, in our tempos, we kind of settle on a slower tempo, being mostly like lovers rock. Maybe have one or two songs that could be considered ska. I think, it's an experience more than like a high powered
Yes.
show.
Well, I want to say, Kelly, grateful thanks for adding Weather Report and Loving Paupers to your set list. I'm looking forward to hearing those two.
My pleasure.
Yeah.
Junior's gonna send you a couple other suggestions for some good.
Would you
covers.
please? Would you please?
I don't want to add to your misery, but I can. My list is extensive.
Please.
Oh, yeah?
I love that.
I honestly think that would be a good idea.
Oh, all right. Yeah, you have enough time to rehearse.
Kelly, has Loving Paupers, have you played West Coast?
No.
What's the holdup?
I know. I would love to. Well, we all have young kids, 80% of us, and that really stops. We can't do a tour. I would love to do some festivals. I think we'd really fit in some of the reggae or all of the reggae festivals. And I'm ready. I think the guys would too, if it was something short term, like a festival. But yeah, I'm dying to.
Yeah, because the West Coast is the festival capital of United States, more specifically California, between San Francisco, Northern California, and Southern California.
I thought Junior was going to say the West Coast is the best coast. I thought he was.
No, specifically California. We have more festivals here than anywhere else.
A lot.
Because
Yeah,
for
ready.
the weather, we have warm weather from anywhere May till October.
Right.
Yeah.
What unfortunately we don't have is Supernova or anything quite like it.
Right.
And Tim, we might have 2 years ago asked you this question, and so we'll see how your answers compare. But if you had to choose some highlights over the course or memorable performances over the course of Supernova's existence, rattle a handful if you would.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Sorry, Kelly. Go ahead.
Well, I just want to say about Supernova is it's such a collective of passionate and positive individuals. It's hard to find a group of people like that who are so loving and accepting and stand up for what's right. And I just think it's like an experience that changes you and shifts you to act more like that in the rest of your life. And I'm so grateful to be a part again of Supernova, because it's like good for my mental health and good for me. I know that's selfish, but I mean, I think I can return. It's,
Yeah, that's one of the things that I
ways.
noticed. I can second pretty much everything that you said, that people claim the festival, this is ours, this is mine. And I don't necessarily or normally see that at other festivals. And I've gone to and even hosted quite a few, but
That's
people
true.
claim Supernova, this is our festival. And we want to see it grow.
Indeed.
I heard that all 3 days I was there. Let's grow this festival. I said, wow.
Thank you all very much. And, it felt like Junior had been there like all 10 years last year. Like he fit right in, like he was MC. Like he didn't miss a beat like the whole 3 days. It was incredible.
Junior and Dunia, right?
Yeah. And they'll be back. I'd say like highlights. I don't think it's changed probably from when I talked to you, but we really took it to another level in 2017, and we had Greg Lee was coming out, We couldn't get all the Hepcat, but it's like Greg Lee was coming out, and I was talking to Steve from the Pie Tasters, and I was like, what do you think if, anyway, we'll get this together, and Aggrolites, and Pie Tasters and Greg Lee, and we could do some Hepcat covers.
Nice. Yeah.
Greg's down for it, and they were agreed to it. And I think for me, it was the first time like standing in front of the stage and hearing everything kind of clicking at the same time. And just like a bigger sound. I really got chills, I think.
Right.
Yeah, I heard that Chris Moore was instrumental in getting the festival started. What role did Chris play?
Yeah, Chris, he was doing house parties on the East Coast, and we wanted to do a house party, and we invited him. Oh, sorry, my dog is sick. Perfect timing. But Chris Murray was doing house parties, and he agreed to do a house party at our house. Stop following me. Sorry. And we had too many people at our house that wanted to be part of it.
Wow.
And so we ended up having it at a brewery. And, we had a ton of people there. And the brewery owner said, if you want to do it again, let me know. And that was 2013. 2014 was our first festival that we tried. So it was all 100% because of Chris. And Chris has been at every festival since.
Yes. And he is coming back again this year.
He'll be back this year. Yeah.
Great man, great musician.
Talking about loyalty and friendship.
Yeah, just a big supporter on the scene. Tim, have you already started booking for 2026?
Oh, sorry, I thought my dog was done. Sorry. I'm gonna go outside. No, not yet. I'm actually working on a heavy metal festival next year.
Ah.
It's called Shipwreck Festival.
Which is totally separate from Supernova.
Totally separate, yeah. So I'm going to be doing that like in April. And that's kind of what comes right after. So.
Yep. Nice.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, we encourage everyone to either return if you've been to Supernova, if you've not been there. There's no more excuses. Please come on out and support it. And Kelly, your testimonial was an amazing one. And I heard I absolutely had FOMO, but I watched so many of the live streams this past year, and heard so much amazing things from Junor. So it's truly one of a kind.
Are we nearing our destination? Any closing thoughts?
I just want to say we're really excited as well to be part of it. Thank you, Tim. Thanks to the whole community, Eric, Junor, Kelly. Great to see you too. It's fun to really be. We're looking so forward to this. It's going to be awesome.
Indeed.
Thanks, Fred. Us too. Yeah, we're super excited. We've got our practices lined up.
Nice.
Yeah, thank you so much, Tim.
Oh, thank you all. I really can't wait to see both of your bands, and I want to give a shout out to Mike D, who has been doing our live stream for the last few years. Nice. And, not only is he recording everything for us and like giving us that, to share out with everybody, like we got people coming in from all over the world, like seeing it that would have not seen it otherwise.
Yes.
And I'll just throw in one more thing. We were actually building on that. We've got kids coming from Hampton University, the first HBCU. They're sending kids, their audiovisual kids to work with us. They did last year, but this year it's a real program where we're going to be giving them on the ground training, and they're going to be running our whole live stream and all our audio production.
That's great. That's great.
So what's the magic? How do you get people from the community to feel that the festival is theirs?
The local community here, or the music community?
Right. People I see there, I don't know where they're from, but they just feel a part of the community. They're not just participating and having fun, but in fact they want to see the festival continue. What's the magic?
I'd say just making it's like going to other festivals. It feels like a transaction a lot of times. Like you're only worth as much as you're paying for a ticket. And anyway, there's a lot of people volunteering. There's a lot a lot of giving and from everybody at the festival, and we try to make it a experience that's that they enjoy themselves. It's a 3-day festival, so you you don't want to put everybody out in the sun, and you want to give them shade and free water. And anyway, it's just things that a lot of festivals I've been to, it's like they're fine putting you on a hot parking lot for 3 days in a row in 95 degrees, and you have no second thoughts of taking their money, But anyway, I think it's just all the bands that are coming to have kind of the same value system, and the fans too.
Yes,
Right.
definitely see
When Sly and the Family Sound say it's a family affair, Supernova
Family
is
affair.
really and truly a family
Yeah.
affair.
Indeed.
Yes.
And the one highlight that I saw literally just online, and we shared the photo moment, or actually the video moment on our socials, but that's when Pauline Black from the Selector met for the very first time Jackie Robinson from the Pioneers backstage, and to see, both are legends clearly, but to see Pauline, who really looked up to, and the Pioneers were clearly influential in the entire two-tone scene, right? But to see them meet and the joy on both their faces was priceless, right? So it's those, not only the onstage moments, but the offstage. So that was a highlight for me to see. And I know that there's many of those experiences, Tim, I'm sure, over the years. So.
And Tim, for the hardcore reggae fans, you do have something for them by way of cables and Lloyd Parks. So those hardcore fans, in fact, should feel a part of it and should come out.
Yeah, and I think we're still gonna do a Rockers tribute on the Thursday night before, right on the beach. We're gonna do a big blow up screen and do Rockers on the beach, and I'm still working out like some of the pieces of that, but we'll have DJs out there, and kind of a nod to all that for sure.
Nice. Well, Tim,
excellent.
We know it's not easy, and so big respect, much love, and a big thank you for you and April and everyone involved to that you're keeping it going. And Freddie, great to reconnect after all these years. We need to get you out west.
Sounds good.
And Kelly, congrats on everything as well. And we need to get you out west.
Thank you. Wait, I have a sound bite for you guys.
Do it.
Supernovas for the people.
Short, sweet, and to the point. Well, I want to say thanks to everyone for their ongoing support, and thanks to all our guests. And please subscribe to this podcast series and, of course, our YouTube channel, and follow us at Instagram at History of LA Ska, and join our Facebook group, which is growing fast and mighty, fast. Again, thanks to everyone. This series is produced Rockery Radio. Eric Kohler, thanks.
Junior, thank you.
Yes.
Tim, Freddie, Kelly, everyone out there, we really appreciate the ongoing support. And please do your part to celebrate and preserve the scene, as we always urge you to. And I'll leave you with this. Come on out, put on your dancing shoes, and enjoy yourself. So until next time, much love, everyone. Thank you so much. Take care.